Sambanani Dumilang Molweni, Goeiedag and good day. A warm welcome to Lentswe, the voice of Transnet. I'm your host, Buitumela Makokwani, and today we bring you some practical advice to help you build the future you deserve. Something that could change the direction of your life. Bursaries. If you're a learner fresh out of school, or maybe you're in matric right now and not quite sure how you're doing or how you're going to fund your studies next year, this episode is just for you. Joining me is someone who knows this process inside out, Mr. Mwalosi Seletisha, Youth Development Specialist at Transnet. Welcome to the podcast, Mr. Mwalosi.
Thank you so much for the invite to become part of the podcast and to give insight and my experience to our potential buzzers.
Thank you for that. So let's start from the beginning. For those who may not know, what is the Transnet Bursary program and why was it established?
Thanks for the question, Butumelo. The Transnet Bursaries, it's the integrated bursary program where we assist those from disadvantaged backgrounds to be able to study at universities. As we all know, within our country, there are those who are in need, who, there is a potential for them. They want to study further, but they can't afford to. So our bursary program is to assist those who are less privileged to be able to study further.
Empowering those who seek to be empowered, I see. So a lot of young people ask this question. How and where can prospective students apply for a Transnet bursary? Could you kindly provide guidance on that?
Our bursaries will be advertised on our careers portal. If they go to our website, www.transnet.net, and under careers, they will see bursaries that have been advertised. And the second portal or the second area where they're able to apply for bursaries, they can go to our LinkedIn page where they'll be able to see the advertised bursaries.
Now, applications can be stressful, and sometimes we make mistakes that could cost us opportunities. Are there any common mistakes applicants should avoid when applying?
Thank you, Bitumelo. And I think that's a very important question that you ask. Based on the experience, the applicants sometimes they don't submit all the relevant documents that are requested, or don't complete all the required fields in the application process. But what is important as well is to make sure they are in an area with good internet coverage or enough data if they're using their mobile devices, because of some of the attachment might be a bit big, and they need to make sure they adhere to the requirements of for the size of the documents that needs to be attached with their application. And secondly, some of the common mistakes, it's not giving us the correct information, be it the contact details, email addresses, or cell phone numbers, so that when we try to get contact of them, we struggle as they given us the incorrect information.
Thank you for that. I hope our listeners are paying careful attention so that they can avoid missing out on this golden opportunity. So, to our listeners, make sure you have sufficient internet coverage. Make sure you read carefully and you fill out all the necessary requirements on the applications. And in addition to that, make sure you provide the correct information. Now, let's talk about the requirements. What academic results must applicants meet? For example, are there minimum requirements pertaining marks in subjects such as maths or physical sciences? And does Transnet target specific fields of studies like engineering or logistics?
Yeah, based on that, our bursaries are in technical and non-technical spaces. So for the technical, where we're looking at engineering studies, the requirement is 60% on physical science and mathematics. And for the non-technical, it's 60% for English and 60% on the relevant subjects, depending on the studies. We based our requirements based on the university's requirements. So if you could see what we've requested in terms of the requirements is in line with the universities and for those particular qualification or field of studies.
Okay, thank you for that. So, now for one of the most important questions. What does the bursary actually cover? Are we talking tuition fees only, or does it also cover things like accommodation, textbooks, and meals?
Our bursaries, they cover a lot more than what you've mentioned there with Melo. We cover tuition, we cover books, we cover pocket money while they are in university, we cover accommodation. We also cover a bus fare at the beginning of the year and at the end of the year. So you might find a student who's coming from Limpopo going to university to study will cover their traveling.
And it's so important not to forget factors such as pocket money or bus fares. It wouldn't be surprising that a lot of the applicants come from a low income household that won't be able to have the available funds to provide other basic needs, such as traveling back home or even meals when their dependents are away at school. Very informative. Can you share a story or two of former bursary recipients who got the opportunity to study through Transnet and have built a solid career within Transnet?
We've got a lot of examples when it comes to that because we don't end with just giving them bursaries. We also give them the workplace exposure after finishing with their studies. So, in a sense, we've got other youth programs like young professionals in trainings or engineers in trainings to give them the relevant workplace exposure that is needed. But if we're talking about a success story, recently we have one of our buzzers who's graduated, and now they are embarking on becoming chartered accountants through a Transnet CA program, which is accredited with SAICA. So it shows that we don't only give bursaries and end there. So we give them or empower them with other programs to get critical skills that are required in the workplace, or those are seen as scarce by the sector and the country. So with that, you could see that those are success stories. Trainees coming back from the rural areas coming in to be the buzzers, and now they're starting to become chartered accountants, which is one of the scarce skills within the country or even globally.
Sounds like the focus of the bursary is to uplift the students that would in the long term serve at Transnet, which empowers them in their studies, but also assists them with securing potential job opportunities. It's definitely a lovely way to uplift those who are impacted by the unemployment rate. Now, sometimes students don't know where to go if they need assistance or have questions. Where can they get more information or support pertaining their applications?
Pertaining their applications, they can contact us on email, bursaries@transnet.net, where they're able to get a further information or get their questions answered. But that email address, it's mainly for support and not for applications. And maybe just to advise our listeners out there to say the application will be done online, and but the email will be used to get additional information or support that they might require from our office. Thanks.
Thank you for that. And just so everyone is clear, applications are currently open. Thank you so much, Mwalosi, for sharing such valuable insights today. Honestly, for anyone listening, this is your sign. You don't have to give up on your dreams because of financial challenges. There are opportunities out there, and the Transnet Bursary Program is one of them. Be sure not to forget to follow us on our social media platforms to stay in the loop with all things Transnet. Dream big, study smart, and remember, your journey is just beginning. Until next time, I'm Buitumela Makokwani, and this is Lentswe, the voice of Transnet.